The road to become powerful is one of the main themes in the whole Dragon Ball franchise. So it's no wonder that in order to find more and more worthy opponents for Goku, new forms of life keep suddenly appearing in the DB universe. Dragon Ball Super introduced us to gods like Beerus, who has the power to destroy half a planet just by tapping his nails on a table. While gods are quite OP, they each come with an all-powerful angel assigned to their respective universe. Working under Zeno, the king of all, these celestial beings hold powers like we've never seen before. But who's the strongest of them all? Stay tuned and find out. Ranking Dragon Ball Super's angels is a tricky affair. They're all pretty powerful, but like in every group in the Dragon Ball franchise, there are various levels of powers within the blue-skinned beings. At the very bottom of today's list is Marcarita. The double ponytailed character is the angel assigned to Universe 11, while also being the Grand Minister's daughter. On top of all that, she is the clown-esque Belmont's attendant and martial arts teacher. While she holds many of the same powers that the other angels have, such as flight or the ability to warp, it has been revealed in Dragon Ball Heroes that she has a secret attack called Sonata of Purification. Using her staff, she can trap her opponent in a ball of energy, which eventually explodes and damages the poor soul trapped in the sphere. Mohito, holding yet another cocktail-inspired name, is the angel overseeing Universe 9. Following the god of destruction Sidra, who looks like some kind of angry troll, Mohito can be described as more of a knowledgeable genius type than a warrior. In the anime, he's portrayed as someone who doesn't really care about his day job. Whatever happens to Sidra is of no consequence to him, or even of his Supreme Kai. When Universe 9 got erased after the Tournament of Power, instead of being shocked, he smiled, seemingly happy to get rid of the whole thing. However, in the manga, he's portrayed as being disappointed, indicated by him sighing. While Mohito is by default extremely powerful, he is no match for his other siblings. The Universe 3 angel named Campari is in charge of training and attending to the demon-looking mule who pilots a giant green-eyed robot called Moscow. Campari is capable of using ki blasts, which are basically energy waves, and like every angel, he's immortal. That is, unless he goes against the angel laws, and if he does violate these rules, chances are he'll be eradicated from the face of all universes that still stand. Besides helping Mule with the art of fighting, he acts as his translator. Since Mule pilots Moscow while in combat mode, he communicates using electronic sounds, which requires Campari to translate every single sound into understandable words. Campari is one of the rare angels who actually cares about their god, as he lied to Zeno's face once to save Mule and Air from getting completely erased when they stepped a bit out of bounds. Cognac represents Universe 4 and is the attendant to the god of destruction Kitera, a small yellow mouse as lazy as Beerus. A very composed man, Cognac did not even flinch when Universe 4 and everyone inside of it were all erased by Zeno. Being the most powerful being in Universe 4, like the other angels, Cognac is gifted with always being in the autonomous Ultra Instinct state. The heightened state is quite rare and was not showcased in the show until Goku activated it during his fight with Jiren, making him an unstoppable force of nature. So, you can imagine what type of damage someone who wakes up in the morning with that kind of power can achieve. If they actually slept, that is. The angel Martinu is responsible for training and keeping in check the scaly god of destruction Jean, that's with 2 eyes. Since both the Supreme Kai and the god of destruction she oversees are quite the discipline too, she doesn't have much to do in terms of work. However, she is still an ambitious angel and hopes to level up the merman-type god she's attending, even though he actually created time travel for the people inhabiting Universe 12. With Universe 12 doing so well, there's only one way to go for that one, and it's up. Starting our top 10 is the angel Makkora. Like all of her siblings, her name is inspired by an alcoholic beverage. This time, it comes from a Korean cocktail called makgeolli, made of sparkling rice wine. While we don't really know a whole lot yet about Makkora, since she's appearing so late in the game, something tells me she might be quite powerful and bring some fresh air to the family. Her design has only been found in concept art for the upcoming manga chapters. Her short, wavy hairstyle sort of resembles Android 18's version as she appeared in the dreadful Dragon Ball GT, don't you think? Not that he really cares, but the angel Cukatail is in charge of Universe 5, where he accompanies the nightmarish-looking Arak. I'm not sure what Arak is supposed to be, but he looks like a mix between a swamp monster, a mummified child, and a red broom. Compared to a lot of angels and gods, Arak cares about life and tries to bring destruction to a minimum in the universe he lives in. The same applies to his attendant Cognac, who was shocked when Universe 9 and 10 were erased. While the full extent of the attendant's staff powers have not been revealed yet, this allows him to look into other universes and teleport stuff whenever and wherever he wants. Handy. Strangely looking a little bit like Kibito Kai, the angel named Sour lives in Universe 2, which is unusually linked with Universe 11, making for a sort of twin universe. While it was erased during the Tournament of Power, it was eventually brought back through Android 17's wish when he won the tournament. Sour shows little interest in the well-being of other universes and is hard to read when it comes to his own. When Universe 2 was erased off the multiverse map, he somewhat showed a little bit of sadness or disappointment when he closed his eyes during the event. He's assigned to the beautiful god of destruction Helles, who literally looks like Cleopatra's reincarnation. Merus is one of the most interesting angels in the Dragon Ball Super series. While he hasn't appeared in the anime yet, he first appeared in the manga's 42nd chapter titled Battle's End and Aftermath, which was published on November 20th, 2018. Merus wears a suit similar to Jacko since they both work under the Galactic Patrol, and with his angel powers, he's obviously the strongest of the patrolmen. On top of the typical angel abilities, he uses his jet boots to fly, a ray gun which emits elite beams, and a capture device to throw huge meteors. He mostly uses all of these to live his life as a non-angel and to hide his true identity. Merus was also shown using healing powers, magic materialization, which allows him to create anything out of thin air, and a sealing spell which he used against Moro. One of the first angels that was introduced in Dragon Ball Super, Whis is one of the most powerful. Whis oversees Universe 7, which is the one where we find all the Z-Warriors we've come to know throughout the decades. For better or worse, Whis is stuck with the lazy Beerus, a cat-like god of destruction who sometimes falls asleep in the middle of a fight. Whis has shown how powerful he is on a few occasions, like that time that he stopped one of Moro's punches with a single finger, and that without breaking a sweat. The angel is also super fast, as seen in many occasions when traveling across Universe 7, which also helps him put Beerus into his place when he misbehaves. It has been revealed that Vados was way stronger than Whis 1,000 years ago. If that's still the case, no one knows so far, but something tells me we'll get a rematch sooner or later. Vados is the angel assigned to Universe 6, which is Universe 7's twin universe. At some point in time, Champa, the god of destruction she trains and supervises, started to make trouble for Universe 7, blew up planets, and got into a few fights with his brother Beerus. Eventually, the two angels had to intervene and stop the two cats from tearing each other apart, and everything else in the process. Now this shows the importance of angels in the multiverse, as things might be a tad bit more chaotic with just gods of destruction running the show. Not to be confused with the new metal band of the same name, Korn is one of the most powerful angels in the entire universe. The strongest being in all of Universe 8, he acts as the god of destruction Lakir's teacher and closest ally. Together with the fox-like god of destruction, they work in tandem with Supreme Kai Iru's plan to keep the Universe 8 mortal level as high as possible. And they do that by, well, basically destroying any living being who lowers the level. Being one of the 4 universes which has an average mortal level above 7 according to the Omni King scale, Korn and his team would do anything to keep that number high. Kusu might have the appearance of a 10-year-old child, but make no mistake, she is one ultra-powerful celestial being. Living in Universe 10, she attends to the pink elephant Ramshi, who can stagger a Supreme Kai, and even another god of destruction with his Battle Roar attack. Compared to the ice-cold Mohito, she actually felt sad when Ramshi and her whole universe was erased when they lost in the Tournament of Power. The universe, who ranks 8th in mortal levels, was however restored by the end of the tournament, since nothing seems permanent in the Dragon Ball universe. The runner-up of today's Dragon Ball Super list is the angel Awamo. Acting as Iwan's attendant in Universe 1, which is also known as the Supreme Universe, this universe is one of the rare ones that is exempt from participating in the Tournament of Power and therefore from being erased. It is said that Awamo's power level is so OP that he can do every single thing in the universe. While not number 1 on today's list, it's safe to assume that Awamo is one of the most powerful angels in the family, besides the almighty Daddy Angel, that is. While we haven't seen him in action yet, with Goku's ever-growing powers, we might just witness an all-out war against the angels at some point in time. Or even better, an angel civil war. Father of all angels, and only answers to the Omni King Zeno. The Grand Minister, who uses his powers without the need of an angel attendant's staff, is only second to Zeno in terms of power across all of the multiverse. While all of his children attend to lower forms like the Gods of Destruction, the Grand Minister, also known as Grand Priest in the manga, acts as a personal advisor to Zeno, but also as his aide. On top of having all the traditional angel powers, he can open portals to travel from one realm to another, use a crystal ball to peer into any universe of his choice, use energy shields, and most impressively, he can eradicate any angel who disobeys the angel law. While most of the angels have been spectators in Dragon Ball Super, observing and watching less powerful beings tear at each other, they should be careful of Goku, who's getting more OP by the second, and he could one day trouble the hierarchy of the multiverse.